And we are live back for another episode of The Acolyte. And I gotta say, based upon what we saw last week, things could actually be potentially hidden in an actually accurate direction. Let's talk about all that and more after this. All right, guys, Brent here back with Geek Variants. Cover all things Marvel, DC, Lord of the Rings, anime, gaming, Star Wars, and more. This time, we are covering The Acolyte, and this episode 6 is going to be an interesting one, just because of everything the way last episode went. Look, I'm still not excusing overall what happened with the story last week. The story still needs significant amount of work for any of this to make sense. There's a lot of characters, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of places that need to be addressed and corrected rather quickly as we have only 3 episodes left in this series. However, I will say, choreography wise, we took a very, very large step forward in a positive direction. So that I can say is a good thing. That being said, I'm not as high on the choreography after having time to watch it again and comparing it to some other Star Wars stuff such as The Phantom Menace or Revenge of the Sith, who I would still wager there's 2 fights there, in one in each film, that I would say are overall better. But hey, that's each personal interpretation. The choreography was nice. Things were moving forward in a very, very good direction overall. I'm just happy we're getting something that's good at this moment in time. Look, we are 5 episodes in. All we know is both Osha and May, no substance whatsoever. I've had toilet paper rags with more charisma and more grace and more effort put into their acting skills than these 2 ladies because I am still fathoming what their character even is. We have the one sister who's like, I'm going to go let the Jedi handle all this. This isn't my problem. Only to then be like, you know what? I'm going to go on this mission anyway. And then she's like telling Yord, hey, I can't do this. Please take out my sister for me. And then she proceeds to take out her sister. Okay, you just flip flopped 4 times in 2 episodes. Where is the consistency here? Then you have the evil twin who's like, I'm evil. Well, actually, I should say this in the actual state of events so we have some accuracy upon this. I love you, sister. You and me forever. I want to be a witch. Also, now that you're trying to betray me, I'm going to end you. Then we follow that up with, somehow we melted stone. Somehow. I don't know. With fire, we melted it. I don't know what to tell you. Then we continue to move forward, and then she's like, I'm going to take out all these Jedi because it's their fault everything went all screwy with my family. And then from there, she's like, sees her sister, and she's like, huh. Well, this kind of changes things a little bit. She's like, I don't need to do this anymore. This changes everything. And then betrays her master. And then, on top of that, finally gets in a position where she'd be like, cool, I can get arrested. Literally, the apprentice was like, hey, I'm arresting you right here, right now. Why are you fighting if this is what you wanted? Why? Tell me how this makes sense in any way, shape, or form. Why are you fighting? You already have been convicted of ending several Jedi. You wanted to be arrested. You're getting arrested. So you fight off being arrested. And then you proceed to run into your sister, say, I love you. Everything's fine. We're going to be all good. We're going to get back together. Things are going to be great. And then once again, you're shocked when she's like, no, you've kind of gone off the deep end because, hey, that's an accurate assessment of her character because it's so dang wishy washy. It makes no sense where they're going with anything at this moment in time. And then she knocks out her sister and is now going to pretend to impersonate her, even though she has a tattoo right here. It's like Mike Tyson trying to sneak in somewhere. You have a very eligible tattoo on your face. We know who you are. You're not fooling anybody. You cut your hair even, so it's not covering as much of your tattoo as it previously was. What in the world are you doing? What kind of espionage is this? You are literally the world's worst assassin, and you're proving it beyond a shadow of a doubt. If Tormund decided not to end his life, you would literally be 1 for 3 right now. Kamir having that wonderful insight that he did, that hey, this dude is struggling with deep remorse and inner guilt. If that doesn't happen, you're sitting terribly. On top of that, then we have to look into the fact Kamir is, Smilo Ren, which honestly, we had 2 options for it. This is probably the one I'm the most okay with. Having it be one of the Night Sister Coven mothers would be cool. However, I kind of like this option more. State your thoughts in the comments below. I'm okay with this. But on top of things, now we had Kamir, who was surrounded by Jedi. Not just a little bit, entirely. 6 of them. And he literally walked off scot-free. And they're like, we know you ended the life of Master Tormund. You were involved. We want nothing to do with this. We're going to let you go with immunity. Only for him to turn half the Jedi Order either into a broken neck or, a body on the ground. So that went well. Things were played out beautifully. And obviously, as much as I liked the choreography last week, the story still needs work desperately. And we are basically 2 weeks away from the finale. We have this week's episode, next week, and the week after. That's it. How much plot are you going to try and shove in these next 3 episodes to rectify everything that has gone on? Because let's face it, plot-wise, as cool as last week was, what did we establish other than the fact that Disney's deciding to remove expendable characters that we aren't emotionally attached to? Name one of those characters that had some kind of substance behind who they were. I'll wait. Yord didn't even have a personality. What were the other people? Do we know their names? Are their deaths even meaningful? Does this have any value to you? Did you feel attached to these people while these things were happening? Is Soul literally the only soul person you care about? That's where we're at with the writing here. And I want this project desperately to be a success. Sure, the viewership numbers are there. Top 2 for all of Disney's projects. Top 2. Viewership's there as much as people are saying they aren't watching. You're all watching. Star Wars Theory streams and many of the other big Star Wars YouTubers, their numbers are just as high as they've ever been for any other show, if not higher. You know why? When there's drama inside of Star Wars, guess whose butts are in seats talking about it? Star Wars fans. We have the tendency to be there first and foremost to talk about these issues as they're coming up passionately. And at the same time, maybe at a certain point, supporting the IP just for the sake of supporting the IP isn't necessarily what's best for Star Wars. But at the same time, who else is going to guide these new fans in the right way, in the right path? Just so we're clear, I'm not saying correct people. Tell them that if they hate this show, they're wrong. Or they love this show, that they're wrong. I'm not saying pick a side. I'm just saying someone needs to let them know about what the lore is so they can make a knowledgeable decision about what they feel about the show moving forward and how it interconnects with everything. Because we have, those diehard fans. The first 6 movies are it. Nothing else matters. Then there's the people who say the first 9 films count. And then we're the ones who also say, the Star Wars TV universe doesn't exist within anything else that we have. There's so many different subsects of where we're at as Star Wars fans to try and get things put accurately. All of this, whether you like it or you hate it, has to be canon. It's just not canon we're enjoying, because we knew that there's 50 books out there at least, minimum, not counting comics, with strong lore, strong backstory, and strong substance with characters who have actual depth behind them, unlike these 2 twins and this cast of tomfoolery we have running around. Yeah, substance. It's great. Wish we had more of it. But at the same time, not everything you wish for, you always get. With that being said, Will, as a new Star Wars fan here, now that you've heard me rant and rave, let me know your thoughts. You're muted.
Yeah, this show sucks. I don't even know what to say. I really don't. Like, I really don't know how to really get into this. I have no clue. Um, since the beginning of the show, none of the characters have had any type of impact. Like, even the main ones who are getting killed. Like, I figured you would maybe show us a little bit more about them or their history, and make us feel for somebody. So now we're wondering why somebody's dying or um, getting killed on screen. But every character that has, like, I care more about the Sith character than anyone else on screen.
Kamir can wipe out the entire Jedi Order for all I care at this point. I know that breaks all of lore and all of canon, but
Uh,
that would make me feel so much better because his character is the only one that they probably took some bit of time on to develop. And he's only interesting because he's exactly what the show was supposed to be: a nice, mysterious character with cool or at least vague enough backstory that we care. These two twins, you killed off all mystery about them by episode 2. And the fact that one of them is now on social media twerking to say that's how and why people hate her, her acting, because we're all racists. Um, just so we're clear, your father is whiter than I am, and he's well connected in Hollywood. So I don't think that's really necessarily going to fly. We do not encourage or condone racism of any kind. But at the same time, what the heck is all this nonsense going on? Why is this happening? When in the world did it become wrong to hate something because there's no plot or substance to it? Diversity, just for the sake of diversity, is not a win for everybody. You know what shows are very, very strong with diversity coming straight out the gate and that we all loved? Fallout, really diverse cast, well played out. The Boys, extremely diverse cast, exceptional plot, well played out. They even made some changes from the lore that fans are pretty much very happy with right now with the way the show is playing out currently, and we're covering that. On top of that, then you have House of the Dragons, also decided to take a diversity stand because they made House Valyrian African American. Do you know who in the books isn't described as African American? House Valyrian. Do you know what that's done to the story? Damaged nothing. In fact, they're providing some of the most meaningful, impactful characters on the screen. Diversity, when it's covered with good plot, is diversity well represented. And I wish the Acolyte just could give us something. Right now, I've got a nothing sandwich. They gave me bread. This even doesn't count as poor person dinners. This is just bread. It's like, the quick mac and cheese and hot dog meal that you have when money's a little bit tight? That's a banger. That's a banger.
Man, I'm gonna eat that even if money ain't tight. I don't care. That's food.
Yes.
I just want to eat. Nah, I'm the show's got to do something to bring us back around. I don't know what they're gonna do to bring us back around. I don't know. We got 3 episodes left as far as putting work in, but I think that this particular project, after they finish it, um, move on to just focus on, you
Anything
know,
else?
Kamir and sort of that. If you're going to keep anything from the show, we got 100 years between now and some of the other stuff that's canon. So explore some other options as far as stuff concerned. Like, have we had a show that's really been about like the Sith and some of that? Like, has there been anything that's been more focused on Sith besides just like movies or anything? Because it always seems to be Jedi, but I want to know, like, can we focus on the bad guys and do a
They
show about how the
won't,
bad guys run a while? Because that I think that would be really good.
because the
It,
only thing that they've covered thus far in all of their shows, every single shows, they have represented the Jedi as erroneous, foolish, and basically the cops of space. That's the only way the Jedi have been represented ever since Disney took over, which we as fans were aware of. But the further and further you drop their credibility, why would you root for these people to be your good guys when you have cool and interesting characters like the one right behind us on screen, Kamir, who's actually interesting. It makes the Sith look like good guys by comparison. There needs to be something to cover the Sith. Their history is fascinating. The books and the lore behind it is impeccable. But you know what Disney won't decide to do? Make that bold stand and be like, look, here's a show only about the bad guys. If this show is entirely just to be a complete 180 swerve and get us that we're all supposed to be rooting for Kamir and he somehow gets away with all of this, that might suffice. But with how poorly everything's been done up till this point, I'm Team Sith.
I mean, I would have liked to seen something like I don't know all the famous Sith or whoever's involved, but I think it'd have been cool if they had somebody, where there's a gap, say there's somebody or there's a Sith that may be in training that is actually a famous Sith, but show him in his early days when he's trying to figure stuff out, but don't tell us who he is. Just keep him as the little acolyte type person or whatever, so that until like the end, and we get a reveal as to who he's growing up to be, or something in that case. Make it interesting. So now you're seeing the journeys of whatever that Sith is and whoever he comes across. So you can still have the Jedi present at some point, but now you're seeing it from his perspective and what he's dealing with, what he's having to go through. It'd be great. Like that would sell. I'm
And the
confident.
craziest thing is that you, of all people, who barely tipped your toe into Star Wars, have already written a more solid story than what's been put out in this entire show, which is wild. And look, I have to give Kamir a little bit of flack as well. When he was explaining his motives last week, I just want to be able to use my powers without other people stopping me. My guy, this is the galaxy far, far away. You know, there's an entire thing called the Outer Rim that the Jedi don't go to very often, where you could do just about anything without anyone ever finding out what you're doing. You could force push, force choke, force lightning, start taking people completely out left, right, and center. No one will stop you. Not one. But then for your plan to have this foolish, foolish assassin start taking out the Jedi, this is the exact opposite of what you should be doing. If you truly wanted to be left alone, there's an old saying that's been around, I think, for a long, long time. Don't start none, won't be none. And unfortunately, you decided to shove your nose directly into Jedi business and are now shocked that you have to deal with the repercussions of, those actions. It seems like a simple thing to critique, but at a certain moment in time, I feel like we need to be as critical of everybody and everything as possible, albeit Kamir being the highlight of the show at this moment in time. There's not really too much else out for us. And the fact that Andor is probably 2 months away from us right now, I'm counting the days. Because having Andor and Rings of Power back, I'll be thrilled. I'll be happy. And we don't have to, sit here and bash product. I don't enjoy this. This is not what I wanted. I don't care if it's a Marvel product. I don't care if it's a DC project. I don't care if it's anime. I don't like sitting up here each and every week dreading the fact that we're doing a live stream to talk about something that objectively, in our opinions, and our opinions are not law. If you enjoy it, enjoy it. Let us know in the comments why you enjoy it. We can talk about it. We're not trying to prove you right, wrong, or indifferent. We just want to have that dialogue. I don't enjoy sitting up here and just dumping on something. It's not fun. It's not great. Heck, it just makes for terrible content, and I don't know how people do it, like objectively day in, day out, where their whole channel is just bashing stuff. But hey, there's a wide world of web out there, and how other people handle their business, entirely up to them. Just, it's not for me at any moment in time. I'd rather much be talking about things I enjoy, things I can be passionate about, and just hang out and have a good chat with everybody. You know what I'm saying?
I want to know more about that metal that he was using. Um, the core was started to see that whatever his helmet was made out of.
I literally forgot what it was. I have a photo on my phone of what it is because it's super easy to introduce metals and materials. You could have literally had them on the ice planet, like walk by and be like, "Hey, that's such and such. That can block lightsabers," and start having people's lightsabers act on the fritz. And then boom, his helmet's made of it. Ta-da! That's so easy to establish, and the fact they didn't even take time to build that properly.
Oh, cortosis.
Yeah. So it's definitely interesting to see what little they did with that. Episode 6 is up. It's called Teach/Corrupt. And it looks like the Jedi Master, who's entirely green, is going to be our main focus, at least based on the thumbnail. So episode 6 is up. If you want to sing, break that, we don't need it. I want to jump right into this and get this objectively moving. Looks like it's going to be a smaller chat tonight. I think most people who have decided to stay in or dip their way out of the Acolyte have decided to do so this week. I'm significantly more excited for the boys tomorrow night. That's like the 5th episode where she's just sat up like having a heart attack.
Yeah, somebody's been taking care of you and healed you.
That would be Kamir. I wonder what he's using as his home base. Because we need to start getting some backstory on why he's so interested in her and what he truly knows about Soul, like this week.
Yeah, because we still don't know what they did or exactly. I mean, we know like why they did what they did, or as far as the Jedi's concerned. So, still need answers.
Now we're gonna try and decide that the knife is a viable option. Okay, so this is where they were originally meeting in the trailer where he was standing there on the rocks.
Okay.
I still don't know the name of the planet. That's a ship off in the distance. Makes you wonder where Kamir just went. Skipping the intro. Yeah, unknown planet. Thanks. That's helpful.
That explains all of it.
Like, I didn't want to be bothered by the Jedi. Well, you have an entire unknown planet. Here you go. Like, throw rocks at these weird looking bird things.
Elephant birds.
Kind of. I don't know what else to call them. Where were you hiding?
All right, he was nowhere to be found. Now he's just strolling across.
The show has done a terrible job of explaining like how people are moving and people just popping in and out of shots. Like the editing on it is just sloppy. And now Soul still has not realized his mistake, even though she has a tattoo on her face like Mike Tyson.
Massacre.
Yay! So she's gonna be start having flashbacks of things that's going on. Basil's still here, the real hero.
And he knows what's up, so he just
They need to get a better and more stable Zoom connection. It's not gonna work. Really? He's just like so in his thoughts, he can't pay any attention to the fact that we had a whole sister switch out. So it's like I can't nitpick the fact he can't notice the dark side in her because Palpatine was literally sitting in front of the Jedi Order for like 15 years, like in their face, like, "Hey, we're doing business meetings together. Hope you guys don't notice." It's not unheard of, but it's still silly.
her bangs look like they're glued in place to cover her tattoo.
Basically, it's like I don't know why you'd cut your hair. Like I know you're trying to blend in, but that makes the tattoo more obvious.
Oh, she glued them to whatever, so they're just sitting. Like the whole time she was moving, like most of the rays, the dreads were like kind of free flowing. That's what that. But now it looks like they're just not moving at all.
And we're supposed to be understanding Soul's thoughts, but he's just staring at a blank screen. So I don't know what emotions we're supposed to be like feeling at this time.
Boredom.
I mean, I guess the show is supposed to have a nice balance of show and tell, and
Come on,
somehow
Basil.
they managed to do neither. But we've gotten like what an hour's worth of plot involving Basil. I think they just wanted to make plushies sell a Basil. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say that's gonna be the new thing at Disneyland or Disney World. Like he's an intelligent being, but he can't. Oh, there you go. He can figure it out. I take it back. I retract. Because somehow he's ascertained that that thing knows who the real one is. Is that kind of like where he's getting at things?
I mean, he knows who the real one is. He's sniffing. He can tell something's up, but
And then Kamir knows he's being followed. And it doesn't look like he took too much damage overall from the fight or from the bugs, who somehow only appeared when the flashlight got turned on, but there were like lightsabers going everywhere. And everyone seemed to miss that. What are we establishing now?
that he's getting naked.
But whatever. I'm not going to try and find logic in this. Good for you, Kamir, I guess. Enjoy your nudity. Just take all his stuff and leave. And then take his ship and go. You don't have to do this whole espionage. I want to take you out. If I leave you stranded, it's just as effective. If not, maybe so a little more. I will say his lightsaber being able to detach the way it has been nice.
Don't move, really. It's
Stands up, his lightsaber ignites. What? No one wins fighting the naked guy. I mean, that's a reasonable request. Why'd
yeah.
you look down? Girl, why'd you look down? What was that? mean, you think about the point there. Sounded a little disappointed by that. He's like, he's not your twin. And for a bad guy, he's not really selling that to her, but she's now more and more curious. So his plan is working.
Yeah.
Seduction is the dark path of the dark side. He can sell her on. He's not really the villain here, and the Jedi are the problem. His plans worked just as well as he wanted it to. When are you gonna figure that out, Soul?
Stab him. Right now, just stab him. Go ahead.
He's gonna tell a whole spiel. And now she's gonna be all conflicted. Okay, who turned the power off? Someone forget to pay the bill? I was gonna say like her actual sister would be able to fix what's going on. So now we're supposed to care about the politics in and without Star Wars. Yeah, right before you go to the Senate.
Mm.
So, everyone's just gonna start passing each other in traffic.
I know, right? Hey, what's going on?
How old is he? Don't know why.
Seduction.
He's like, I am not holding you. Won't even bother with it. Like someone with intelligence would have used the force to start throwing rocks and making a bridge and then run across. But I mean, this isn't a video game, so they're not going to do something like that. It's like I don't remember their ship getting damaged. Is the serious thing.
Is he trying to fight? Right in
What
the
the
eye.
heck is why in the Hmm, okay.
Yeah, just like an iPhone.
Definitely thicker than an iPhone. Well, Basil already figured out you're the problem. But how in the world is he supposed to tell that the soul? I think he was trying to show her that he knows kung fu. So we have kung fu beaver.
Fear.
Desire. A little bit.
Friend, I'll say you only needed Yord, right? Jackie, yeah.
And Jackie, we sort of feel bad about, but like she still wasn't. There's no substance behind the character. We're just rooting for her because she was doing work.
You're gonna find Jackie alive.
She's so dead.
Her adamantium saved her.
We have a better chance of Luke Skywalker coming back and being a cool character.
I mean,
I
it
did.
showed. I threw them away.
How many times is this guy supposed to have died by now? He just won't.
Mm. She turned it on and just.
So everyone is fighting over a failed apprentice. Why? You could have spent your time fighting over Jackie or someone useful.
Zoop.
Hmm. Failed apprentice. Fantastic. what they're trying to say by her getting sick, they're trying to compare it to the fact that Obi-Wan thought flight was beneath him and he hated and abhorred doing it. They're trying to make some connection so you like her character more by using previous character substance poorly.
Hmm. Sound like none of them.
A lot of times they depress their soul. That's what we've been asking. Even robots need love. Like we're just gonna do a lot of dialogue, just go in a circle. I think he was literally about to figure it out right there.
Hmm.
He wasn't giving me the look like he's gonna talk. There it is. Basil's like, yeah, get him. I did all that work.
So did she cover her tattoo?
What now?
I think she might have covered her tattoo. And now he's running away. So Soul, you up to no good, man.
Like whatever he's really up to, just maddening. Like it could, but it didn't. Because how are they supposed to go find Kalnaka? They're really stretching this plot as thin as it possibly can.
The helmet again.
There we go.
She about to start falling for him.
She already has, even though she was apparently in a relationship with Jackie. But Hmm.
Was it Soul? She's gonna put it on.
You can see all your trauma inside a helmet.
She's gonna put it on.
Probably.
Try it on. See, exactly. I don't trust you, but I'm sitting here having dinner with you.
Whatever he's cooking's got to be good then. So the control system name should have probably been dropped about 2 episodes ago, but still give them props for at least attempting to establish what it is late.
Listen, I didn't even know what it was until now, so it doesn't bother me none. It was used, and then it was answered what it was. Cool.
Hi, Jackie. You all right? Hanging out?
Oh, I'm looking for the saber holes in her chest.
You're just one very, very messed up neck. Why did they spend so much time expositioning last episode to say, you need a guide? And then they just get here with just the 5 of them, like nothing happened.
I mean, I don't understand. Like, I'd be collecting lightsabers.
Might as well. I mean, make something out of nothing.
Yeah, I mean, because you can always change the crystal on the things, right? So
Why you just keep lightsaber itself? If you're a Sith, you can even bleed in your hatred into a new lightsaber, and next thing you know, you'd be General Grievous out here just having a good old time of it. Okay, your lightsaber is not supposed to be purple. That was Mace Windu's thing.
it was Mace Windu's thing, and she just used it like a whip.
Which is Star Wars canon. There is a Sith who does have that. It's just not been brought on screen well before.
The one that she threw away.
Like, who's carrying these? That's what I want
I
to know.
was like, one of you because you ain't checked no bodies, and then you just everybody's dead. Okay.
Well, I guess Disney really doesn't want to work with Samuel L. Jackson again.
No, hold up. So now her tattoo's showing. So that last scene, I have to go back and look at it. It looked like her tattoo wasn't showing, but now it's showing. So
Gotcha.
what's up, buddy?
Nah. Tied up. You don't actually going nowhere. screen. Oh, I think you called it. I think she's gonna pull a stupid, leaving temptation out like right in front of the kid. Never let this stuff happen.
Don't eat these fruit snacks, but I'm gonna leave them right here.
Right? Every parent knows. Don't touch that, and then you accidentally leave it out, and you're like, you know what? That one's
So,
on me.
so that island has a vein of cortosis that he can mine from.
One would hope so. Otherwise, I don't know where he got this.
Well, it just showed the
I'm probably behind you. She's still fiddling around with the helmet. I don't know if that rock in the wall, and the helmet are the exact same thing.
yes, yes
Now she's gonna have a moment,
in episode.
right?
Yeah.
Stupid. Nothing happened. Literally the whole damn episode. I'm gonna tell you everything. Nothing happened. Not a damn thing happened. Who signed off on this kind of budget to have literally
We-
nothing continue onward? Like what? What is this?
Oh man.
Because like, that was like a waste of a half hour. Nothing happened. Characters didn't even get more depth. Somehow they got less deep. Now we're supposed to believe there's some mystery regarding Soul as to what's really going on. I'm going to tell you everything that happened, he says at the start of the episode, only to go the whole episode not telling anybody what was going on. Like, and then why in the world is May all of a sudden so tempted to put on this helmet? What is so alluring about this object to make her think that she needs to wear this right now with everything that all the problems that she has going on right now? Like, why tempt this? Why play with this? Why do this? But help me, Will.
Nope. You're on your own. I don't know what to tell you. This, I'm over it. I'm over it.
There's no real good way of explaining this episode. Like, I want to give those who stick around and do watch, the recap, something to discuss. But like, what is there to discuss?
Okay. Who's this? So, for May, who is the worst assassin and infiltrator that we've known, so that gets found out pretty easily. It seemed like Soul was just more or less in his thoughts and stuff like that, but he probably had an inclination all along because he got something going on. He's up to something, don't know what. So Soul just seems just a little bit more devious. Kamir is trying to be all, I want you to have whatever you want. I'm trying to get what I want, and do that all enticing kind of thing, stuff like that, which okay, it's fine. Doesn't really do anything. It's she's already been conflicted because both sisters have been wishy-washy the entire show. So I'm not surprised either one. Yeah, and then I got to get her name. The lady, the green lady, the Jedi Master. She's just there,
Cucumber.
and she's mad because something happened, and now
She
everybody
sensed what happened. Like, she was hearing the echoes in the Force, so she knows what has transpired. But then all of a sudden, she's like, "Hurry up, let's get out of here. We gotta go." It's like,
why do we got to go? Like,
it's like, what what's so urgent? Did you cause this problem? Did Soul cause this problem? Is that Jedi Council subsex just like you guys are all inept? It's like you spent all this time, all this buildup trying to lead us that these two Force dyad twins are something special and unique and spectacular. And they are the biggest pile of dog do I've seen in all of Star Wars. Literally, like, what's her name? I can't even remember her name. That's how useless she is. Ahsoka's apprentice. Was it Sabine?
Sabine Wren? What?
Yeah, she's more useful than these two are in the Force. And she was a whole load of one Force push, and that's summarizing her whole entire career as a Jedi. So these two Force dyads are incompetent, spineless, and boring. What else is there really to say? Like they aren't delivering anything of any substance anywhere. Yeah, sorry girl. The writers let you down huge and your acting isn't helping. This is a true just match made in Star Wars purgatory, and here we are. I'm in my purgatory serving time. Like Star Wars got continued, so in one sense, hooray. But in another sense, I can't wait for this to end. Because you know how much plot they're gonna have to delve out the next 2 episodes for us to actually care about anything that's transpired?
Not enough for me to care at this point. I don't know. Like you got to come with something big.
Something that could destroy the Sith or the Jedi or both all at the same time. And look, it was one thing with Ki Mundi that broke lore badly, but now we have a purple lightsaber running around. Like, do we not respect that was supposed to be a complete one-off for Samuel L. Jackson?
I kind of felt like that was the one off, and wait when he asked for it, so there's like we can do purple for you said that. And then I've seen some theories and stuff on it, with some of the accessibility. Like he had apparently Mace Windu had ability to sense like weak points or something, and that was something that was more.
He had his own saber form that was basically one of one.
Yeah, and that ability also was more of, I guess, leaning towards a dark side ability because Palpatine could do it too. And again, this is just some stuff I was reading on the internet. I don't know how much is facts with that, but the way that it was said, so with that was just like the reason why his lightsaber was purple. So with that is because he had a good balance, I guess, between
because his vape
like,
pad was
powers.
able to channel the dark side and the evil energy of other people into himself without it consuming him. So he's able to use that power and redirect it at him, which is why he was a perfect matchup for Palpatine in the first place and able to win that fight, quote unquote. But a lot of people still think Palpatine threw it. I think Windu genuinely won, but that's neither here nor there. We know ultimately how that plays out and how that ends. But like the purple lightsaber is supposed to be one of one. It was supposed to be, I asked for it. I'm the only one that's ever going to have it. That's it, to my understanding of things. So not really tickled by it unless we're really trying to send like a direct message that like, hey, all these lightsaber colors no longer have the same meanings that they used to, or we're going to work with different people and different entities in some way. Because like the whip lightsaber is a cool concept. It's fantastic. It's nice to be able to see it on screen.
You could have made it any other color. You could have made it any other color.
Yeah, there's like a blue whip would have been cool as all get out. I'm trying so hard not to swear, but I'm just so frustrated with like knowing so much about this project. And like this would be like the equivalent of Spider-Man like running away from things entirely because he's like, this is too much responsibility. Like, sure, with great power comes great responsibility. That's your quote. Why are you not doing something? Or like Batman being like, you know what? Screw justice. I don't care. And this is what Star Wars is slowly becoming with Kathleen Kennedy at the helm. And each and every week I just get to find new ways to get hurt until we get Andor back and then let the healing begin because Andor season 1 was so dang good. That was real espionage. That was real spy tactics. That was Star Wars down at its raw essence of making you feel like the Empire was truly actually this evil tyrannical power and not this flimsy, wishy-washy thing that was portrayed as otherwise. I don't have too much else to say on this one. You have anything else left for the folks at home?
Nah, I'm good. I'm over this.
Yeah, I'm over this. Can't wait for next week with the boys. Be sure to hit that lovely red subscribe button. Greatly helps us out. We're getting closer and closer to that 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Thanks to you guys, where goodies like these can be potentially yours if you're one of our lucky winners. That being said, I've been Brent, who's been complaining probably this whole hour. I apologize. I'll get it together next week, I hope. And then Chaos himself, been holding down for the sanity of both of us. We'll see you tomorrow night for a great episode of The Boys. See you then.